Today we're gonna try and hunt down some gravel road to ride. It's not easy in this area because there's very little gravel, near a big city like Washington, D.C. So you have to venture out like an hour or two just to find gravel. But before I start heading out, I want to show you these high beams, or these headlights, and the sound. I'm in a garage right now. Check out how good this sounds. For a little thumper, it sounds really good. Look, I'm scaring these birds. Look at that. It sounds really good. Sounds really fantastic. You can set off some car alarms with this, that's for sure. But let's see the high beams here. Usually on a dirt bike, you never have good headlights. And look at that, a distinct pattern on the wall. Now here's my high beam, slightly up, but really good headlights. You don't get good headlights on dual sports. This is probably the best you could possibly get. I mean, I love the headlights. I love the styling of this bike. Alright, I'm about to fill up. Damascus has got some of the cheapest gas. 320. That's incredible. That's the lowest I've seen. Alright, I guess we can see if this bike will do well in the twisties. I'm not really trying to ride fast, but the going around corners is pretty vague. Suspension is just... And I'm always in my 6th gear because I'm already maxed out. And also, this is something that happens with bikes with big handlebars like this. The faster you go, the less stable they are in the corners because of the suspension. And the wide handlebars take any input from you. And if you just twist the handlebars a little bit, you'll feel it in the corner. That's why clip-ons are much better. They're further down, more stable. This used to be gravel. It was so much fun. I was hoping it was still gravel, but this is the war on the gravel road around the DC area. I mean, this thing would make a really good supermoto. It's just, you would have to get 17s. And even then, I never felt comfortable on the XR650R for riding. This thing is much smoother than the XR650. Yeah, usually this road, on any bike that's fast, I would have a little bit more fun. Because, around here, it's twisty, but this bike doesn't have enough speed to really make it worthwhile. Look at this, just raw gear going up. This is why you need to learn on a 250, and if you're not used to it, definitely have a 250 in your arsenal. Brakes are pretty terrible for the road usage. So we're on the outskirts of Maryland. You can see that. No motorcycle riding, no off-road. But this is a pretty good spot to look at the bike. It really looks fantastic. The regular one doesn't look as good. This one has got a certain je ne sais quoi. I do wish that the rider, the previous owner, didn't remove the side racks from here, because it would be nice to have them on there. See what you can do. Miles an hour. That's pretty much it. 70. 73. 76. I mean, this does not have a high top speed at all. Not even a point in testing out the top speed. It's so finicky, like at 70 something miles an hour. It feels like any input coming to the handlebars is going to upset the bike. One time I passed through here and there's like a light for the stop on red signal, and just as I crossed I saw the train in my mirror pass, so hopefully they fixed that light. Wow, there's a lot of people here today. Finally, a gravel road. Of course, this is probably a few gravel roads I've done ever since I got the bike. It doesn't have a lot of power to twist and just lose traction, but you can do it if you put it in the right gear. Everything. But this thing, oh yeah, it is kind of twisting a little bit of the wheel. Hey, buddy. It almost looks like an Airbnb. It's so unique looking. Look at that thing. It's surrounded by like this creek. Really cool. That is very unique. We're almost at the Pennsylvania border. The gas doesn't do anything. Enter Pennsylvania. Can you tell where the line is? Look at the roads. They're so different. They run up right up to the line, and then the pavement is completely different. This, I never knew this existed here. With a light and everything. This is cool. In Iron Springs, Pennsylvania. That's pretty badass. Wow. These people don't realize how cool this is. A light just for this covered bridge. That is really cool. Look at that mountain. We just came from there, and now we're kind of trying to figure out a different way. But I love just riding around like this. Pass with care. Road may flood. Look at that guy doing his farming. All the apples. Holy cow, man, there's so many. It smells so good here. I don't think you guys have ever like smelled the orchids of apples. It's got such a nice smell here now. Oh, phew, pesticides. Oh, these people are using pesticides. Now I started to smell pesticides. Ugh. Jesus Christ, man. You know, I believe this is the home of SRC Cycles. You know, he's the guy with the really nice beard. And I believe he owns like some sort of motorcycle shop around here. It's like Lancaster, Gettysburg area. At least I think that's where it is. Good mountain road. I like it when they call it what it is. Area is completely underrated for riders. I've come here a handful of times and it's so beautiful. The roads are perfect. They're like worth touring. Plenty of twists, plenty of elevation changes. If you start going more towards Philadelphia, then it becomes flatter. But here, there's plenty of fun to be had. And it smells great when apples are ripening. You can smell them just all over the place. I've come here before. It's so cool. I love these the geocentric design houses. Apparently there's a couple around there because there's one for sale that I saw in Redfin, and it was $130,000 with like 4 acres. Well, here I am in Michaux State Forest on the Crf250l Rally, and this is really what this bike was meant for. It's exactly the type of area you want to bring this bike, because there's lots of gravel around here. Gotta put my foot down. how I like to enjoy nature. I got past like this bicyclist and he was like mean mugging me. It's like, I mean, we're all like doing what we enjoy. You like pedaling your bike, I like twisting the throttle of mine and kind of just going up in speed. By the way, I like riding my bicycle as well. This is called High Mountain Road. I like the sound of that. I believe it's a little bit rockier. You see that? There we go. 1,500 feet. This GPS is terrible. This phone. This is why you need dedicated GPSs. Man, there's like some good areas to come and chill out here. Look at the rocks. On the Super 10 Ray, I had to be really careful about that. I can't even do this one hand. This area's got bears, by the way. You have to be careful. That's the beauty. I mean, if I stand up, it definitely soaks up a lot of the bumps. I'm not really like a off-road rider, so I'm not used to the standing up while riding. Look at, I'm like hitting those holes on the road and you barely feel it. I'm standing up as well, but even sitting down, what's this? Even sitting down, it doesn't feel bad. I hit like a big rock, nothing. This bike is pretty darn stable if you're giving it gas. Riding. Oh shit, there goes the phone. See, this is the bad thing about having a phone mount. The vibration just does not handle well at all. You have to be careful with that. Don't want to break it. The thing that saved it was this is why you need a proper 89 miles to the gallon. That's actually not bad. Well, that's pretty much the ride today, guys, on the gravel. I was very curious about...
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself! Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!